Bassan, and I'm a fourth year communication and publishing student, and I'm also a yoga teacher. I agree with the Queen of Pop, but I think she never realized to what extent this materialistic world has invaded our lives. So I'm sorry to pop your cloud, Madonna, but I think it's time we take her lyrics seriously. When speaking of algorithmic system, people think about innovative, intelligent, and remote machines that exist somewhere in the far cloud, away from the material world. As Ensemenger said, members of the Information Society associate digital networks with independence from material and limitations. We tend to think that the new digital world can transcend time and space, but this representation is misleading. In fact, the metaphor of the cloud is what makes its image so persuasive and appealing. From harvesting online data made from daily activities and expressions, depleting natural resources, and exploiting laborers around the globe so that this weightless platform can exist. So when we are saying that we become material, I mean it in the very literal meaning. The oxymoron is that just as Barbie symbolizes materialistic culture, she's also made from plastic, very similar to our techie world and products. In my paper, I argue that abstraction of algorithmic system cloaks its materialistic infrastructures, which accommodates a capitalist economy and excessive consumer culture. As a result, this pushes the ongoing environmental exhaustion and deepens social inequality gaps. In our modern world, we constantly look for ways to develop new, efficient, and productive tools to accommodate human life. The new tech industry held the promise of a green future that will remove waste, dirt, mess, and pollution, which began ever since the Industrial Revolution and mass consumption. The digital revolution is the Industrial Revolution on steroids. It means that extraction, production, and consumption occurs at a much faster and dangerous pace. I'm here to bring the spotlight that perhaps bigger, faster, more is not always better. Eventually, something's gotta give. Today, I will expose obscured computer infrastructure facets and de-abstract the materialistic aspects of algorithmic system. These days, we don't see the cargo, a shipping container, as a highly revolutionary machine, but back in the days, the cargo was the thing. The cargo optimized process of transitional movement and product exchange. It enabled the capitalist economy to accelerate on a global scale. However, the euphoria of human advancement and economic optimization displaces the harmful materialistic cost of the machine. Cargo containers are built from basic earth minerals and are estimated to emit as much pollution as 50 million cars and indirectly contributing to 60,000 deaths a year. These machines embody the idea of progress while underpinning the major crisis that they can create. One of the most popular online cargo users is Amazon. The dizzying spectacle of logistics and production displays by a company like Amazon would not be possible without the development and widespread acceptance of standardized cargo and giant warehouses. The online retailer occurs as a seamless web browser that by one click allows customer to purchase commodities. From the moment the user clicks on the imaginary graphic till the product godly arrives at its door, the company cloaks a full supply chain behind the simplicity of one-click patent. Traditional infrastructure such as cargo, the cloud seems to float silently like a force of nature rather than a human-built technology. Amazon is a complete black box that strategically positions its resource-intensive servers and data centers away from sight. And if it were a country, it would be the sixth largest electricity consumer in the world. The cloud's physicality and materialistic facets are conveniently hidden in the weightless of the cloud. In addition, aesthetic computer machines mask the amount of human labor that goes into operating these platforms. The complexity of new technological tools require cooperative team efforts for their usage. Users see a slick interface, but behind the screen, there's a full team of data engineers, operational teams, executives, marketing management, everything. All these energy resources and practices are embedded within the distance cloud. The birthplace of AI and computation devices is in conflict areas with access to rare minerals. Conflict zones such as Congo provide cheap labor and earth mineral that without them, contemporary computation will not work. The business of algorithmic system is rooted in the earth crust and physical labor. Unfortunately, working conditions inside the mines have amounted to modern slavery. Gray market miners work under exploitative and dangerous conditions to harvest natural resources that craft technological devices. All of a sudden, it feels a bit dusty here, so maybe the new tech is not as exciting as it claims to be. And I'm sure it doesn't come as a surprise for you, but you become a materialistic resource to extract value from. The postmodern industry propels traditional resources extraction, but also initiates new forms. The complexity of the cloud enables new methods to extract resources that generate profit. The mining that makes AI possible is both literal and metaphorical. Algorithmic systems transform human personal data into a material commodity that can provide value and profit. The cloud becomes a place to exploit human behavior. Every online activity becomes an object to capture, analyze, commodify, and monetize. As Pasquale said, we pay with our attention and data. An algorithmic recommendation system is aimed to hook and learn user to help companies capture market share. Companies like Amazon and Netflix love making you scroll down because the more time you spend on their platform, the more they can learn about you and open an opportunity to gain another buck from a paid ad. The abstraction of the cloud disguises a profit-driven business model that commodifies you. These machines' imagery is focused on progress and often neglects the fact that the cloud is rooted in the ground. While the dirty and dangerous work of industrial manufacturing might not have been eliminated, now it is no longer visible. But as my professor Stephanie Dyke said, internal cognitive practices and external tools and materials are not easily separated. Human ideologies are subjected to material and external resources, while the internal desire to continuously evolve is embedded in the modern world. External consumption will always constrain it. The techno-utopian future envisioned the shift from material atoms to virtual bits. But it is just a performative abstraction to materialistic exploitative nature of the cloud. We are unaware and blinded to these hidden costs, but we and the future generation will eventually pay them. So even in the virtual domain, there is no free lunch, but there are meals that are less expensive and more sustainable. Of course, algorithms can benefit humankind. They can help you find a Tinder match, connect with friends, call your family when COVID-19 forces you to stay home, or even see me here on Zoom. But there is a growing need to learn and understand these complex infrastructure. Abstracted cloud exists all around us, not just in the virtual aspect, also in the harmful materialistic ways. The computer you are using today is made from the atmosphere, the oceans, the earth crust, the deep time of the planet, and the extensive exploitation of disadvantaged populations around the world. The abstraction of the clouds must be deconstructed for users to understand their materialistic practices and evaluate their impact. Naturally, human nature is designed to consume, but there's a limit of which more sometimes means more trouble. For example, I don't want to be Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world. I think he has a lot of troubles. And maybe I am a naive yoga teacher, but there's a term we call santosha. Santosha means to be content. Maybe we need to realize that we have enough or find new, alternative, and traditional creative ways to fulfill our needs. And the next time you are rushing to purchase in one click or change your phone for the newest edition of Apple, think different. Oh my God, I'm sorry. No. Think again. Thank you very much.